Welcome to the CBIA BizCast powered by Google. I'm Amanda Marlowe with CBIA, and today we are joined by Paul Savas. He is the Vice President of Comcast Business for the Western New England region, and you lead all aspects of Comcast Business's sales, operations, and marketing.
Yes.
You wear a lot of hats, I'm sure.
Absolutely. It's great to be with you.
You've been with the company for quite some time.
I've been with the company for 13 years.
Okay, so very in tune with what's going on, obviously, and working with so many businesses here in Connecticut.
It's an extremely dynamic environment that we're in right now, Amanda, so happy to be with you and talk about some of the things we're doing.
Certainly, small business is so important here in Connecticut, and small businesses were hurt during the pandemic, and that's when Comcast decided to introduce a new program, Comcast RISE. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the RISE program started in 2020 as part of a $100 million commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion from Comcast. And we quickly realized the need that, sure, small businesses were being impacted by the pandemic, but disproportionately, the minority-owned business and Black-owned businesses were where we first addressed our focus. And the RISE program was created to help strengthen these businesses. And RISE stands for Representation, Investment, Strength, and Empowerment. And we put together programs in order to help these businesses on a couple of different aspects. One is a technology makeover for their business. And the second element that we assist with is a marketing makeover for the business.
And what does that look like? Can you give us an example, maybe?
Sure. The technology makeover, as you know, technology is, the crux of a business operation right now. And whether it be their telephony for how to communicate with their customers, but most importantly, their data networks. We offer solutions in those areas. So we have high-speed internet connectivity options for businesses, and most of the business that have connected with us take advantage of a hosted PBX, a telephone product where they have no upfront investment, and the only thing that they have on their physical property is just a handset for that telephony. There's no box that hangs in a closet or anything on the premise to have to maintain.
And the marketing side?
Marketing is through our subsidiary company, Effective, which is the cable advertising division of Comcast that works with businesses to help strengthen their premise. And it gives them a marketing campaign, some strategies, and also some television advertising presence as well.
So obviously at this point, you guys have given to so many businesses already and supported them. But what was the intention? What were you hoping to get?
Yeah, I tell you, it's really been great. Across the country, there's been thousands of businesses that have taken advantage of RISE. And what we wanted to do was to show our commitment to help strengthen these businesses. So, one of our first RISE recipients was Mackay Clark of Unknown Clothing, which is a boutique retailer and event space in New Britain, that without the ability to have free services for a year, to be able to operate that business and expand, it wouldn't have been possible for Mackay.
So Comcast RISE started in 2020, but it's really evolved and welcomed a new group. Tell us about that.
It has evolved, Amanda. And so when we started in 2020, the focus of Comcast RISE was to support businesses owned by people of color. And what we realized is that 70% of our applicants were also businesses owned by women. So we expanded the Comcast RISE program to include women-owned businesses as well.
And have that produced the results that you were hoping for? You're continuing to see more women business owners?
It really has. There seems like there's been an increase during the pandemic of women-owned businesses. And, the many areas that we support in those businesses is just not only the connectivity. A lot of bad actors came forward during the pandemic and created technology threats that aren't just, focused on the large businesses. You hear of ransomware attacks for larger businesses, but even the small businesses that we support are also impacted. And part of our technology solution provides those protections, even for a small business owner that has threats with malware and bots and phishing attacks, which could be absolutely damaging to their business if they weren't protected. And our Security Edge product is included as part of our solution for these businesses.
And that's a great segue. I think, we'll get back into the Comcast RISE and how people can apply, but let's talk a little bit about this, cybersecurity. It's obviously something that businesses, it's not really new, but it's a real headache for, and the pandemic has only exacerbated it because these hackers are going after the smallest businesses. What kind of advice do you have?
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's happened is that, the bad actors that are out there took advantage of what we all did during the pandemic, and that was worked remotely. So that created a number of endpoints on a company's network that they had to secure, because malicious attacks could start at your home, malicious attacks could start at your small place of business. So it no longer was a big company problem. So we work with companies both large and small with varying degrees of security that we have in our suite of products. Large companies that could be seriously impacted by being held ransom because they don't have security solutions set up, or a DDoS attack, which is a denial of service attack, which impacts businesses. We've seen that, proliferate in the public education space as well. There's a case that's happening right now where a school district is being held ransom in order to get their network unlocked so they can start the school year. We protect against things like that.
And how many businesses have you noticed more are coming on to help with that?
There are a lot of businesses that offer solutions that are out there. Our solutions are integrated into our Security Edge product, and we complete that as far as delivery to the customers, making it part of a bundled solution for our small and medium business customers. And, you think about it, you really don't, you flip on a light switch and the light comes on. You really don't, as a small business owner, always have the expertise as to what am I protecting myself against. We scan your network every 10 seconds and issue you a report of the threats that we stop on a daily basis. It is staggering to see how many attempts are made and unfortunately get through to unsecured networks. And that's what we protect against.
Most businesses probably don't even know how often it's happening to them because they're being blocked.
Until it's not caught, and if they don't have a security solution, it can be devastating to the business. Something as simple as a phishing scam, and everybody does it. Oh, your order has arrived. Click here, and you're saying, did I order anything? But no, so many people just click that link, and then it's too late.
And how are you guys staying up to date on that software?
So we have an incredible group of people at Comcast Corporation that manage all of not only our corporate security, but all of our product development as well. And the work that we've done with products that are easy to implement and are extremely secure in their ability to stop these threats, we're at the forefront of bringing great large-scale, threat management solutions to small businesses as well as large businesses.
Do you think more business owners are thinking about it? Are they asking you about the software or anything like that?
They are, and the impact is that they're asking about it after they've already had a situation come up, which is the unfortunate part about security. A lot of people gamble with the threat risk, and it's really not a gamble that you want to take. The low investment on a monthly basis to have some of these security solutions for what it solves for you in the long run is something that obviously every business is aware of. It's just developing and working with a professional like Comcast Business to help you implement a strategy.
And that's probably the challenge, right? All of these businesses are struggling financially, trying to figure out where they can cut costs. And you're saying this is not one area. Yeah,
and it's not even just the threat area of just security, right? It's keeping your network up and running. And so as an example, we have a product that's called Connection Pro for small and medium businesses. And what Connection Pro does, it provides 4G LTE backup. So if your power goes out, if your internet connection goes up, it's another layer of connectivity, because think about it. What can you do without the internet at a business? Absolutely nothing. We've all walked into the small business where they've said, if they're not a Comcast Business customer, our internet is down. Do you have cash? We can't process payments right now. So their absolute lifeblood of being operational gets impacted, not with just security issues, but also connectivity redundancy issues, which we solve for with Connection Pro.
CBIA has member companies all over the state. Are all of those companies able to get these services and apply for the program?
You know, in an ever-expanding fashion, Amanda, they are, because right now we're expanding into Jewett City, where we had not previously offered any Comcast Xfinity or Comcast Business services. So we're really excited about the expansion there, where all residential and business customers can get all of our products. We can accept applications from Comcast RISE applicants for the Comcast RISE program, plus all of the other things that we do as an organization. So now through our community investment efforts, we're supporting both the business and local community in community investment type initiatives. And it's really great to leverage our full presence, because in those areas, people have been seeing our advertising, but they've said, Comcast isn't here. Comcast is here now.
Awesome. Well, let's talk a little bit about the application process. I know there's waves of applicants for the Comcast RISE program. Can you walk me through it a little bit?
Yeah, the current application period now is open until October 10th, and we encourage all eligible businesses to apply. It is, all of the applicants are vetted by a third party, so it's removed from having any connection to Comcast. And based on the merits of the application, the number of applications that we do receive, the awards are made.
And these businesses, again, will have it for how long are they part of the program?
For a 12-month period, they have access to whichever they take, the technology makeover or the advertising makeover. At the end of that period, they're welcome to continue their services, which everybody does. Because of the benefits that the Comcast Business products offer, they're eligible to extend that program and become a customer.
Do you think more people are using the technology, more business owners?
We have seen, it started out, most people were taking the technology, and then they realized the incredible benefit that there was also to Effective. And we have had some people as well that started with the technology, but then they were introduced to Effective and they made that investment on their own, because it does, complement nicely to how they operate their business.
So at the end of the day, this is really giving these businesses who may not have had the opportunity an opportunity to see what they can get and what their return on investment will be.
Absolutely, because as you have member businesses that when they start a business, they're bootstrapped, and they need to make critical decisions as to what's the best investment to get their businesses up and running. This really softens the landing for them to open a business and have world-class products and services that can make them more productive, more profitable, and in the cybersecurity space, keep them safe.
Is this type of a program something that business owners can kind of expect from Comcast, to continue thinking of ways to help different communities?
So the Comcast RISE program, as I mentioned earlier, is part of a 10-year, $100 million commitment that we've made to supporting our diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts.
Well, thank you so much for listening to this week's BizCast. You can listen and subscribe on Apple or YouTube. And for more episodes, head on over to CBIA.com.